Hello, this is Steve at Lake Pro Tackle. Last week we kind of went shopping here in the store to show some of the items that you'd need to do a Texas rig. Today we're actually going to show actually putting one together. Kind of go over a few things. You saw us going shopping on the worm bar. We got this ribbon tail worm that would be pretty common to use in a Texas rig. We got our eagle claw. These are some steel weights, all different kinds of weights out there, and our VMC 2/0 hooks. Let's just go ahead and got a rod and reel with some string on it set up here, just like you would if you'd be changing lures, changing baits. Use our Lake Pro Tackle, it's just called the Snip. I've actually owned one of these. They work really, really well. Not just on monofilament fluorocarbon, but also on all your braided lines. And as you can see, it is on a retractable lanyard, which is nice. Out on the water, it's out of your way and in your hand as you need it. So let's just go ahead and get started here. We'll take the weight and thread it on the line. We'll take the hook. I'm just going to do what would be just a standard fisherman's knot on this. You'll just take and twist your line. You can use any knot that you're comfortable with. And as you create this little loop down here in the bottom, just take your tag end, stick it through there, and cinch it down. You will need to, like any knot, put a little lubricant on it, pull it down, cinch it, and then go ahead and cut your tag end off. That can get in the way if it's too long, but there. So we have our weight and our hook assembly. And we'll go ahead and stick our worm on now. And you can use other baits as well, creature baits, anything that you want to try to Texas rig. If you see that little dog leg there in the hook design, that's to keep the upper part of the bait at the top of the hook. You worm it through, about 1/4 of an inch would typically do it. And just kind of pull it through, and you see how it sits right up there on the top. And then you'd take just the hook portion and work it in back into the bait to make it a weedless setup. And that's your Texas rig. It's very simple. It's not complicated at all. You don't have to have just a lot of experience to set this up. So, and obviously you can take this bait. Texas rigs are fantastic through cover. Stumps, rocks, since they're rigged weedless, you can just about drag them through anything. And just a slow retrieve. You can work the bait, kind of jerk it along. Anything that you want to try to do as you figure out what the fish want and where they are on the structure that you're fishing. Robbie and I have discussed one of the biggest or best assets a fisherman can have is a good imagination. You can rig these baits 1,000 different ways depending on what the fish are doing. So don't get in your head that it has to be any specific way. You can experiment and find out what's working best for you on that day. So that's pretty much it as far as the Texas rig. We have all different styles of baits here, different hooks, different weight components and so forth. So come by and see us, and I'll show you what we have.